Aloha. Welcome. I am here. I am here. I am here. How's everyone doing? Hope everything's going well for everyone. Sure. What topic I will start with? Not a lot that I have written down to discuss. Also, feel like my headphones don't feel right. Got the right one in the right ear, so that's weird. Hey, Scott. Welcome. How you doing? Yeah, it's weird. Like I use these headphones all the time, like all the time. Like when I'm out walking and listening to music while I'm out walking, I use these headphones all the time. I just feel weird today. What is going on? I got them in the right ear. I don't know. I guess I don't generally talk much with them on anymore, so maybe I'm just not used to it. All right, so it's nearly the end of September. I haven't done a live chat in a bit. Uh, Gary asked me about if I was going to be doing one, or asked me to let him know when I was going to be doing one a couple days ago. I told him I actually was thinking of doing one this weekend. So, of course, I left it to almost the last minute possible. I don't know if he will even get the memo in time to make it here, because I don't know. He asked me to let him know, so I did. Am I going to watch Tron Ares? There's like a 20% chance I do. It was filmed here, so I'm kind of like a little maybe on it, but I'm not super like big on it. I watched the original Tron back when I was a kid, and I mean, I thought it was cool at that time, but I've never really like watched any of the other ones, so I don't have any of the background of any of the stuff that would be going on in it. We'll see. We will see. I do have videos on my channel of them filming here, by the way. I got 3 or 4 of them. And yeah, go check those out when you have time after I'm done yapping here in an hour or two. What else is there to talk about? I don't know. I mean, we will talk about Peacemaker in a few minutes, maybe once a couple more people drag themselves in here. There's some Disney stuff to talk about. Scott brought up the Grogu and Mandalorian trailer, and that's how I'm gonna describe it from now on. It's a Grogu trailer. Let's be honest. I saw Mandalorian in it for like 4.5 seconds. Um, yeah. We could talk a bit about Tom Holland getting injured on Spider-Man. Then I will be probably wrapping it up a bit later. Get some people's ideas on the best shows to ever film in BC, which is where Vancouver is. Vancouver is the largest city in BC. I put this question out to the public a while ago and got like one response. So I was a little surprised by that. So maybe today I will pick the brains of a couple more people, get a couple more ideas, and all that. I am loosely starting to put together my own list, and I might do a video on that in a month or 2 or 3 down the road. But I was hoping for actual replies from people, and I got one. So I was a little underwhelmed by that. But yeah, where is everybody today? We're 4 minutes in, and there's only 2 people watching. I don't know how long I should procrastinate. We'll ask at the near the end of the stream, Scott. But I will take your opinions down now in case you aren't here by then. I will write those. Where is a piece of paper? I have so much paper on my desk, but it's all stuff that's already in use. Maybe this one for sure, right? This looks blank. Oh yeah, that's when I was practicing Namibia. Aeroflash Zombie. Good choices. All right. yeah, later in the stream, I will show you a list of shows I have pulled it together. There was how many were there? 60, 90. I'd say about 160 shows. So it might be some you don't even know are Vancouver. But how's everyone doing? Outside of Scott, anyone else here? um, kind of a slow start. I know I generally don't give much warning when I'm doing these, so people might have already planned things today and aren't on the computer at the moment. I get that. Just comes to me when it comes to me, right? I don't have really a schedule to go by anymore since there's not really anything notable to discuss here anymore. But maybe we should just jump into topic number one, which was, of course, Peacemaker. So this week we had Peacemaker and the gang all over on what we now know to be Earth X. So yeah, we had that reveal. A lot of people called this early on, and it was interesting because I watched a lot of reaction channels. Like I watch a lot of those, and it was interesting to watch the ones who got the advanced screeners versus the people watching it week by week. I think this is a case where the advanced screener people were not given as much opportunity as the week by week people to pick up on some things. We all either noticed ourselves or noticed through comments from people by like episode 2 or 3. Almost everybody was on the same wavelength that this is Earth X, that the other Earth is on. We all, hey Abby, how you doing? We all kind of picked that up. Again, either we saw it ourselves, we picked it up ourselves, or we saw it through comments online about it. But if you're watching it like people watching the advanced screeners, they wouldn't have that information ahead of time. They would have had to pick that up themselves, and they would have had to pick that up themselves watching it like 5 episodes in a row or 5 episodes over 2 days, however long it took them to do it, right? They didn't have the benefit of tens of thousands of people online pointing it out. So I saw some people like, how could you have missed? It's like, dude, they watched all 5 right away with no background opinions being tossed at them between episodes. They didn't have 42 days of comments leading up to it, right? So I'm giving those people, a pass on that. Like when people are like, I can't believe they didn't know this. I'm like, you wouldn't have either probably if you'd had to watch these blind with no, social media comments to bounce off of, I think some people would. I do think some people legitimately would have noticed, but I think, 50% of the ones acting like they already knew probably wouldn't have noticed. I'll 100% say I didn't notice until someone in a comment on one of the reaction videos I watched said it. I'm like, really? And when I watched it on a replay, I'm like, I think they're right, so yeah. You think the reveal was dismissed due to everybody pretty much knowing what was going to happen? No, I don't. I think it still got a strong reaction. I think it would have been a stronger reaction had the internet not discussed it so clearly and frequently, and maybe if we didn't have the previous version of Augie giving us the idea that he was already of that personality, maybe we wouldn't be thinking about new Augie also maybe being the same, right? So I think there's a little bit it was maybe watered down a little bit, but I think it still got the impact it was meant to give. maybe there could have been some watering down because of it, but I don't know. Gunn said the end of the season directly sets up Man of Tomorrow. It was kind of the assumption I was under. I mean, with the Lex thing and all that too. Yeah, I mean, sure. I was gonna watch Man of Tomorrow anyway. I was gonna watch Peacemaker anyway, so it's not a problem to me. But if you're one of those ones where you just like want to go watch a production, whether it's you just want to watch Peacemaker, or you just wanted to watch the Superman movie, or you just want to go see Man of Tomorrow, now this is homework. You know, they've put you in a position where you're doing homework, and this is kind of something they weren't that people didn't really want because they had that from Marvel for like 800 years, and I think people kind of didn't want that homework idea, and now it feels like you have to do homework to know all the productions. Oh boy, it's Graphs Canada. Hello, Sanctuary Darrens. How are you? What is up in Sanctuary Darren's world? What do you think of the season 2 intro? I thought it was underwhelming at first, but the song really does match the themes of the season, and it grew on me. So here's the thing: I watched it that first time it came out, and I, like you, I'm just like, I'm not digging this, and I'm still not digging it. And I think a large part of that is I do skip it. I have skipped it every time except for the first one. Not like season 1 where you listen to it every time. This time when it comes on, I'm just kind of like, all right, fast forward button. Okay, there we go. It's over. I still see it, for a few seconds here or there when I watch a reaction video. But yeah, not into it the same as I was in season 1. I saw yesterday or today somewhere someone had tried to piece together that the motions Peacemaker was making in it resemble the symbol of that hate group. And I don't see it because the symbol he makes is an H. If you put the pieces together, it makes an H, which is not their logo. People were really stretching, trying to make something out of that. And I'm just like, how stupid are you? Like, there's motions you could maybe do that would have given that logo, but he didn't. He made an H. People are a little slow. I mean, people who watch Man of Tomorrow will probably assume that Luthor just used his intelligence and connections to get out of the prison. Maybe. I also think they will probably reference, at least in some line, way, shape, or form in the movie, oh, he got out because of this thing that was in Peacemaker, but then if you didn't watch Peacemaker, you'll at least know where it happened. Also, kids that watch Superman can't watch Peacemaker. Yeah. I also think that has been a poor decision on their behalf on how they have pieced these two things together, because Peacemaker and Superman are very, very, very different audiences for some reasons and others. Subject matter, not just the hate group of it all, but there was a notable amount of nudity in the first couple of episodes. I think the first 3 episodes had at least a fraction of nudity. So that was a little, I do understand those comments from people that have been like, I can't believe you would put this on a thing that kids might watch. I mean, kids shouldn't be watching it. That's a parental screw up. But I do also understand you went and saw the Superman movie. Peacemaker was in the Superman movie. Now your kid wants to watch Peacemaker. It's a slippery slope, but maybe you as a parent should be doing a better job of watching it before you let your kid watch it. But I also can't just let them off the hook on that either. Vigilante and his mom were comedic gold. Oh, that was amazing. That was so amazing. That scene, I laughed far more than I care to admit at that. And it wasn't until one of my like rewatches on someone's reaction that I even clued together once they were in the room about all the money and cocaine right away, because I was still kind of laughing at that, at the whole Vigilante's mom thing. Yeah. So in that episode, we go into Vigilante's vault, and he is rolling in it if he ever decides to just do something with the money. He had millions of dollars just sitting in his room. He had millions of dollars in illegal products sitting in his room. And I'm surprised none of the four of them ended up getting high from the door opening, because when the door opens, it blasts out, and they made reference to the fact they're now covered in white stuff. Are you telling me none of that like got into your nostril a little, or like around your lip, or anything? Like, I'm a little surprised, but TV magic sometimes. I need a drink of water here. I forgot how hard it is talking for an hour straight. If there's anyone lurking around that's one of the regulars on other live streams who's maybe looking to hop on for a few minutes and take some of the speaking out of my voice, I won't object to that. Just let me know. I can DM you the link. But yeah, so we finally get them over in the other world. Do you think Peacemaker will have to kill his brother and father again? I think he'll have to kill one or the other. Maybe both, but one or the other. We'll get into theories in a couple of minutes after I talk a bit more about the episode. So we get over there, and instantly, like that, we have Adrian's like, I'm going to go find the other me. And, they have to, they have the group fractions off part, a bit at a time. First, we had Harcourt actually leaves with Keith with another. I'm not one that finds potty humor funny, so that whole I took a big crap scene kind of didn't really. I didn't find it as funny as probably 11-year-old kids did, but whatever. Then we had Adrian take off, and then later in the episode we'll have Adebayo take off. When Adrian took off, I didn't know how that was going to turn out. I don't think I had him finding another version that's practically like him in every way except their friendship with Peacemaker on my bingo card. I didn't know what to expect from that. I did not, and I got surprised when he did the whole thing. He's holding the gun. He's like, "Arr," and then all of a sudden he's like, "No way!" Like, I did not see that coming. I had a good laugh at that. This makes me wonder if James Gunn's Suicide Squad is canon to DCU, hoping we see Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn in DCU. I don't know. I mean, Rick Flag is there, right? Peacemaker is there. Harcourt is there. These are all characters from that movie, right? So yeah. My complaint with the episode though was that it was so obvious that something was going to happen to Adebayo as soon as they split up, and she just randomly wanted to. Yep, we all knew it. Every reaction video I watched from people who have been like paying attention to the social media all knew it, and we're like, nope, no, don't go outside, don't go outside, no, 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 no. Everybody said it, and we all knew they had to get to that point. There had to be a moment to make that reveal to the audience, and I think almost everybody knew this was going to come through Adebayo somehow. I think almost all of us knew somehow this was going to come through Adebayo being out in public or something. When she was walking down the street, she was so nonchalant that I'm like, this is it. We're finding out right now. Before that woman even drove past her, I'm like, this is it. This street is happening right now. We've got it going right now. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to be the person, but we're going to find out right now that reveal. And sure enough, that woman drives by, gives her the horrified look, drives down the street, parks, tells a neighbor what she just saw. Then Keith goes driving by, and yeah, we got all of that information in like 10 seconds. I think what didn't work for me in the episode, only because we were so focused on the Adebayo situation, was the August and John scene. I was so like, most people are still thinking about the Adebayo stuff. They're all just oof, mind blown about that. And you throw this other piece where Economos tells Augie all this information he didn't need to tell him, kind of just like washes by in the grand scheme of like that scene, right? Like most people are thinking about the Adebayo stuff. They're like, how's this going to go play out? And that scene kind of was there. I think it would have had a bigger impact if it was the start of the next episode or something different. Um, excuse me. Yeah, so for that one, I kind of was just like, huh. But when we're at Argus and finally Chris, Amelia points it out to him, Harcourt points it out to him, and Chris turns over the flag and sees that logo. Yeah, that's the setup for the last two episodes, and I think the last two episodes are going to be wild. I don't know everything we're going to see in the last two episodes, but I do think it's going to be wild. What do we got here? Do you think this subject matter will turn people off of the show? No. I think anyone that's watched it to this point, we saw Racist Augie in season 1. We literally saw he had a faction of those type of people in season 1. So I think anyone watching the show at this point has already seen that, right? Hey heroes, how you doing? Welcome. You're not too late. We're still talking Peacemaker. We're just getting to the end of the episode discussion-wise right now, but I haven't even talked about theories or anything yet. Do you think Earth X Vigilante will try to kill Peacemaker? That would be fun scene to see. No, and I'll get to that in a moment. So yeah, we had the end of the episode. We have, Economos on the ground being pinned down. We have Chris now realizing what this world is, and we have Adebayo on the run. And we have Vigilante just chilling, having a rough conversation with his doppelganger. No sign of Judo Master, by the way. We still don't know where Judo Master is. And that's a question mark that might pop up next episode. So now theories. I have several. Some of them kind of, they can't be the same thing. So like, if I say a theory like on this, that means this one can't possibly happen because they would kind of be from the same thing. First thing I think is I think there's going to be some type of hectic chase back to the other world, and not all of them are going to get there. And I think the one that's not going to get there will be Adebayo, because I think she's going to get picked up at some point. And they're going to get across before they realize Adebayo's not there. Now, this could lead to some type of Earth X invasion storyline. That is entirely possible. I have seen people already theorize that, Keith and his dad will end up over on our Earth at some point. Not impossible. I think the Adebayo situation is a big question mark that I think could be a game changer for the cast. So I think it's entirely possible, based on where everybody is at this moment and things that need to possibly happen this season. We could lose Adebayo this season. And I think if we do, whoever it is, whether it is Keith or August, it will be one of those two. If they end up killing her off, that is when Chris will have to kill them off. Like, whichever one did it. And that's going to be him just mentally and emotionally destroyed again, having to go through all of that again. I don't think he kills both of them off. I think it's going to be one. I don't know which one. I'm leaning towards Keith because Keith's the one right now on Adebayo's trail. But there are some wild pieces out in the out there that could play a role. We have Eagly. Eagly could save John from Augie. We also have Judo Master, who could save anybody. Could save Adebayo. We don't know if he made it to that Earth. We don't know if he came in afterwards. He could end up saving Economos, which would be interesting because earlier in the season you had that scene where Economos is sitting in the van saying he wished he'd died. That could be interesting. You could have a scene where Judo Master saves him. There's then the two vigilantes. Now, we went back to that a few comments ago where someone asked about that. I don't think Vigilante on Earth X will try to kill Chris. And you know why? Because Vigilante from our Earth is going to explain to him they're different. And don't forget, they killed that Chris. They already killed his arch nemesis. He is briquette crumbs on the bottom of that incinerator. So that will be, I think, the turning point that helps Vigilante from Earth X help them out. Yeah. Superman on Earth X. I don't think we're going to see a Earth X Superman. No. Maybe Judo Master will strategically get captured to the same prison where Adebayo is to rescue her. No. I don't know how Judo Master is going to play into this, but I don't think he gets captured. I don't know. I mean, actually, it's entirely possible he could. I mean, John Economos has captured him before. So, I mean, Argus agents could. And plus, he's had like 400 concussions. I don't know. We don't know what all metahumans are on Earth, on this Earth, too. Excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there could be a Earth X version of the Flash, right? We don't know what's out there. But yeah, so I think Adebayo is the question mark in this story right now. If something happens to her, that is going to be the trigger that Chris needs to end one of his alt dad or alt brother. I don't know what's going to happen between him and Amelia and him and Harcourt. I have no idea. I have zero good ideas on where that goes. But we'll have to see, I guess. Because I do feel, I don't know. I started to have a thought and then I stopped myself. Do you think Earth X will factor into the movie side too? Maybe not. And the only reason I think maybe not is I don't think it would be good for selling tickets. I don't think bringing an Earth X into a movie is going to really do well for selling tickets. I think we will end on a cliffhanger. I wondered that, actually. I mean, season 1 had a nice, bow wrapped up. Everything was completed. Does James know that he's already doing a season 3 or not? We end on a cliffhanger. There is absolutely a season 3, no doubt about it. He's already thought it out and he's in control. If it doesn't end on a cliffhanger, if we have a nice wrapped bow at the end of it, maybe there's not a season 3. Also, just because there is a cliffhanger doesn't mean it might not be wrapped up in Man of Tomorrow. Not that that's how it should be wrapped up, because the people that watch only Peacemaker will never know. but maybe. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else got any ideas or thoughts or comments on this episode?
Personally, I think the show should end with season 2. I feel Chris's story is almost done, and he is about to get closure on his dad and brother, and it's not his fault. We'll see. I mean, it's rare for these like Disney brand shows to go on for 8 years, so maybe. How are you doing since the last time I saw your stream? I guess okay. I don't know when the last time is you saw my stream, so I can't really answer that. I guess from a health standpoint, okay. Last time I got some blood work done, they thought my cholesterol was higher than they would like it to be, so they want me to work on that a bit. Besides that, I guess everything's okay. From business standpoint, business has been okay lately, but also it sucks because we now are on a postal strike. So between the Donald Trump tariff and postal strike, really is going to make it hard to sell stuff for a little while. The tariff has already scared off so many people, even though 95% of what I sell is tariff free. People are just a little scared off by it. Also, it doesn't help that like everybody's losing their job in the U.S., so that doesn't help either, right? From a financial standpoint, 3 months ago, I thought I was doing okay. As of today, I'd say maybe not as well as I'd hoped. That tariff hit last month. Like my business, which end are we at here? Okay, so I got to go that way. Okay, my business was going like this for like the last 3 months. Then September hit, or August 29th, and it went like this. And it's been a very sharp drop too. My sales this month compared to last month. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I'm just going to look into this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so 5 sales in September. In August, before the tariff hit, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 13, nope. Yeah, 13 sales in August. So it's been a bit of a drop off. It also has been a bit of a drop off in the fact that wardrobe items are harder to sell to the US because of that. Because that is stuff that is tariffed. The 8x10 photos, my autographs and all that stuff, not that much of an impact on those, but on wardrobe items, tariffs are a killer. And I have to put that basically into the shipping total. So if you're an American and you're looking at that, you're like, wait a minute, why is it $30 more to ship to the US than it would be to everywhere else in the world? Well, that's why, you know. Yeah. Peacemaker should be a main character in the Man of Tomorrow. No. Not sure if this would help, but New York Comic Con will have MCU news. All right. When's New York Comic Con? I don't really pay attention to the day-to-days of October 9th to 12th. Okay. Interesting. Right now I don't really have any like Marvel stuff that I'm like, wow, I can't wait. You know, they kind of already shot their load this year with Thunderbolts, and I think they had a second project maybe that came out. I can't remember now. What do you think of Rick Flag Sr.? I am a little curious about him. And what I mean by that is I think he's got, you know, some disdain for Peacemaker because of what he did to his son. I think there is definitely that going on. But I also kind of think that he has maybe got a ulterior motive going on that no one really knows yet. Because he keeps talking about needing to find this portal. And it's not just because of Chris. He has something in the back of his mind. He even said it to Lex. He's like, maybe, you know, I might have an idea for something that could benefit both of us. Why? I have a cool request. Look through the confirmed Avengers Doomsday cast and give your thoughts. Didn't they already do that with like a pile of chairs or something? Is Peacemaker a better show than Batwoman? Yeah, it is. They have 27 confirmed cast members so far. Okay. I mean, until the project has physical video to watch, you know, at least a 90-second trailer, nothing you can really say on it, right? I say this all the time, like, just because there is a cast doesn't mean can't have an opinion on something like that until you see actual material on it. And even then, a trailer isn't the whole thing. A trailer is just a snippet to give you the idea that it's coming and this is what it's about, you know? Peacemaker versus Superman and Lois. Ooh, that is a much tougher call. I think I got with Superman and Lois for now. Superman and Lois had more episodes, and I think it's I think I give Superman and Lois the W on this one, partially because of more episodes, but also they didn't have the free range to just do whatever. You never heard Lex Luthor swearing on Superman and Lois. You never saw them breaking up, or you never saw you know, anyone from that show walking in on an orgy. Like, they're very different shows for very different audiences. I think he or she wants your thoughts on the shirt that has the Doomsday character outfits. I don't know what that means. I have zero idea what any of that sentence meant. I mean, I understand most of the words, but I don't understand. Is Peacemaker a better show than Superman was? No, I just answered that. The Mandalorian Grogu trailer was okay. All right, I guess we'll tackle some Disney news. If you got more Peacemaker stuff, drop it in there, and I will have an input on it as we go along. But let's talk. So there's a Mandalorian and Grogu trailer, or as I'm going to call it, Grogu and some Mandalorian. Because Mandalorian's in the trailer for like that. It is 80% Grogu, and they are leaning aggressively heavy into the Grogu character to try and sell tickets to kids, like aggressively hard. It was okay. Nothing special. I'll probably watch it, but I wasn't sitting there being like, "Oh my god, is this coming out this week?" Like, I didn't have that excitement. It's okay. I think they went way too hard on Grogu stuff in the trailer. I mean, it's called The Mandalorian and Grogu, but it was Grogu with some Mandalorian, you know? This is like when Boba Fett had his series, but Mandalorian is basically the star of it for half of the season. So yeah, it's fine. I'm not hating it, but I'm also not there being like, oh boy, I need it tomorrow. Mando and Grogu just looks like the TV show. Yeah, if you're going to put it in theaters, I need to have upgraded VFX. The Force Awakens trailer from 10 years ago looks miles better. Okay. Oh yeah, this isn't even a movie or a TV show. This is a movie, right? Yeah. This is a movie. Ugh, I don't know if I'll go see it. We'll see how I feel. Paying $18 for a TV show isn't exciting to me. They clearly want Canada Grass to get a Grogu Funko. Well, that ain't happening. I don't. I'm not an 11-year-old kid. I don't need a Grogu thing. So in other Disney news, this past week, the week before, they temporarily suspended Jimmy Kimmel because the president of the United States is a crybaby. And then last week, they brought him back because people started canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions. Aggressively heavy amount. To the fact that how to cancel Disney Plus subscription was a top search term on Google for like 2 days. So I'm generally one of these people that thinks protests generally aren't super successful. They're not unsuccessful all the time, but I think like for the amount of rage, you get maybe this much success. This is one of the times where that was like there. It went well. People gave, spoke with their dollars and their wallets, and we actually saw Disney let them back on the air. Like, this reminds me a little bit of when we got the Snyder Cut, except slightly different. When the Snyder Cut happened, that was a bunch of sad boy, fanboy fanaticals scream yelling until they got their way. This was people just being like, I'm just going to stop buying your product. And they got their way. Hey, Darren, welcome back. I don't know where you went all this time, but welcome back. Did you like Thunderbolts or Superman better? Ooh. They're both good. I'm gonna go with Thunderbolts because I think the emotional everything of that movie was better. Not to say Superman wasn't good. I love Superman. I saw it like 3 times in the theater. Thunderbolts, I also saw 3 times, maybe 4 in the theater. I just think Thunderbolts had a better emotional story. Yeah. Please tell Darren to stop commenting on my replies or just ban Darren. No. If you have a problem with Darren, block him. I am not here to be mediator between issues you have on other platforms. Do you think the Sentry is too OP? Oh yeah, 100%. But that's why he couldn't help. That's why at the end of the movie, we saw him just sitting there doing house cleaning because he's like, if I decide to be Sentry, the void also comes out. That is how you nerf that character. Is you can't have one without the other. So yeah, it helps keep Sentry manageable. I think that if Brendan Carr didn't make his comments, then there wouldn't have been enough doubt of government. Yeah, 100%. Brendan Carr screwed Brendan Carr on this. His comment on that podcast is 50% of why this was a problem. 50% of the people would have 100% assumed it was government reaching in and meddling, but they wouldn't have had the proof. Brendan Carr gave him that proof. So yeah, he is his own worst enemy in this case. I mean, he's like everybody in the Trump cabinet. He's grossly unqualified for his job. But I don't think I've ever seen anyone just publicly screw up by outing themselves that way. So will Void and Sentry become one, similar to Hulk, and Bruce becomes Smart Hulk? I don't know. We'll have to see. We've literally only seen them in one movie, so I don't have great insight on him. I know nothing about the character outside of what I've heard or read people talking about. It's going to be interesting to see how Sentry will be utilized in the MCU going forward. It will, because I mean, at some point they will use his power in some way. It's just inevitable. How do they do that and hold the Void back? We will have to see. What's being filmed in BC right now? Not a lot. What is being filmed in BC? Give me 30 seconds to look that up for you. All right. We have a couple of movies, but no one super famous that I'm aware of that's in them. There probably is, and I just haven't. It hasn't crossed my pathway yet. We have a mini series being done about Sam Bankman-Fried called The Ultras with Julia Garner. She's kind of one of the bigger names in town right now, which to me she's not even that big of a name, but other people are excited. A lot of TV movies, of course. We have a pilot for a series called Eerie Prep, which I know nothing about yet. Oh, it's just wrapped actually. Scratch that. Okay, TV shows. We have Allegiance, Animal Control, Fire Country, Mayfair Witches, Scrubs. Well, actually, Scrubs hasn't started yet. It doesn't start for another week. Tracker, Watson, When Calls the Heart, Wild Cards, Blue Skies, Carrie, Category 10, which is the production name for Shogun. That actually doesn't start for a couple months still. Diner Bear. Which one is Diner Bear again? Oh, that is I know what this is. Can't remember the name of it right now. Easton Prep every year after. Something called the Hollywood Arts is coming soon. What's the name of this one? OC. What does OC again stand for? Off campus. Oh, that just wrapped. I didn't even know. Interesting. Okay. Percy Jackson, School Spirits, and Trinity. Those are the things that are filming here right now. Mostly garbage. Mostly garbage. Have I seen Weapons? No. I know Julia Garner's in it. I don't care. I have had 1.5 negative experiences with her already, so I'm not the biggest fan of her. Is Jared Leto nice? No. I was searching on the GeoGuessr category on Twitch looking for you. Well, joke's on you. I'm on YouTube. How you doing, Figsy? What's up? Where have you been, by the way? I noticed last night because I was I'd been sleeping a normal time for a few days, so I wasn't really around for your streams. Then last night I'm sitting there at 3 a.m. I'm like, where is this dumbass? He's not on. I had nothing to watch. Hope you're doing well. I'll say roles have been recast in major franchises before. Okay, what was that in reference to? Sorry, did I miss something? Oh, you did ask. Can I ask this now that it's been years? Do you think MCU should just recast T'Challa? No. Chadwick was great in that role, and it's way too soon. Way too soon. Way too soon. I think in a situation like that, considering how he died and all of that, you have to put 10 plus years on that. I understand we live in a now society where 3 seconds has gone by and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe they haven't remade something. But you can't just keep doing that with characters. He did a 10 out of 10 job with that character. Give it a generation, man. Give it a generation. Bare minimum 10 years. Bare minimum 10 years. But we'll see. I'm sure they will jump on it whenever they look at their bank account and be like, what the hell? We only made $10 billion this year. And they'll be like, you know what? We can make 40 billion instead if we just do this. Are you going to watch Scrubs Revival? No, I never watched the original. I will go for autographs if I run into them. And if they do any exterior shoots, because it's a hospital show, so it's all going to be interior. I might photograph it in that stuff, but have no interest in really watching it. Never watched the original. You've had friends visiting, right? You did say that on one of your streams. I do remember that. Well, it is inexcusable that they don't just sit there in the corner and watch you stream. That's what I'm going to say. Not very good friends. Unacceptable behavior. Do you think MCU stopped using War Machine because Don Cheadle is very vocal on real world events online? I haven't noticed. I'd have to actually sit and think about it. I don't pay attention to Don Cheadle on a day to day, so I don't know what he's had to say and what his side of which topics he talks about. I mean, that's always possible. It's always possible that could have some input on it, but probably not. I mean, I don't think the studios on a day to day basis are worrying super much on who said what about which political issue, unless they're like every day, every week, commenting on it 8 times a week, and they have some pretty edgy comments. If that's the case, maybe they do step in a little bit, but I think 90% of the time, if you're just like, I'm pro this or I'm anti this, they're kind of like, I'd rather you not, but okay, you got to work tomorrow. You know, Jared Leto seems weird in real life. Yeah, he is weird. He wasn't super friendly. What was my other topic? We did Disney news. Oh, Jimmy Kimmel's back. We talked about that. Yeah. Yeah, the BC shows. So, all right, I do have a list of shows that have aired or that were filmed in BC. So I can bring that up for you. First thing I have to do is open the tab for it. Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact Tom Holland suffered a concussion on the Spider-Man set. Yeah. I had this in my tabs and forgot. Share screen with Mr. Tom Holland. Yeah. All right. So, Tom Holland. By the way, can everybody tell me if it's actually showing up? Because there's this weird thing that happens on my phone. On my phone, it's just a black screen except for me right here. Right there. Like this little corner of the screen is fine. The rest of the screen is black to me. But when I watched it on a video that I was editing one day, it looked like it was fine. So I'm not sure how that's working. Can somebody let me know that it actually shows up? If it doesn't, I have to figure out what's going on. Yes, no? You see the site. Excellent. Thank you. All right, so we got this is from Yahoo News. It goes, Tom Holland suffers concussion while filming stunt for new Spider-Man movie, and here's everything we know. I'm not going to read through the whole thing. It is a week-old news by this point. Basically, it's like the 29-year-old actor hosted a charity event in London the following day, which is, yeah. I don't know how much this is going to impact the filming. It does say mild concussion, sustained a concussion on the UK set of Spider-Man Brand New Day, multiple reports say. The injury occurred on Friday at the studio in Watford. For the latest Spider-Man being shot, Daily Mail reported the 29-year-old was taken to the hospital after hitting his head during the fall. According to Hollywood Reporter, Hollywood Reporter and Holland shouldn't be allowed to be in the same sentence. According to the Hollywood Reporter, Holland was diagnosed with a mild concussion and would be taking a break from filming for several days. No one else was injured, the outlet reported. So then we had this follow-up. Tom Holland posted a video of him and Zendaya at some charity event. And in here, it yaps on for a bit about the charity and that. And he posted this one little line in here. I'm sorry I had to leave early, but I'm feeling better and on the mend. And every website ran with a story being like, oh, Tom Holland is, getting better. It's like, I guess technically, I mean, I doubt he feels worse than he did on day one, but I mean, a concussion could take you a little while, right? I think, some of us have probably had a concussion at some point in our life, and it could linger with you for a few weeks, even a mild one. So I kind of thought that was funny that he just makes one little comment and he's on the mend, and dozens of articles and videos came out basically saying like, oh, he's better. I bet you he still doesn't film until like another 2 weeks. I think that's probably a fair guess. All right, so last but not least, we got this out of the way, we got that out of the way. Last but not least is our list of shows that have filmed in Vancouver. Well, BC, not just Vancouver. Here is the list. There's roughly, I'd say, 160-ish shows there. I'm going to change the settings. Not what I wanted to do. I'm going to change the settings to full screen for this so you can read it a little better, because it is a little small. All right. Yeah. So we have from here to here this list. I'm going to speed name through this list. So if you miss something, you can just try and read it on. How well does it look on screen? Maybe I can avoid speed reading this. I'm going to actually change the size of the text. There we go. All right, I do have to scroll down a little bit because there are like 4 names at the bottom that didn't make it on. All right, so there's your, oops, we also have some shows titles getting cut off. Anyone else? Yeah, you guys. Okay, Dirk Gently, of course. All right. So we have like 160 shows. There's a couple down here at the bottom under the line. You have Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, Cold Squad Coroner, J-Pod, King and Maxwell, Kyle XY, Powerless, Primeval New World, Project Blue Book, Psych, True Calling, and the rest of them are all on this list here. All right. Now, let's have a little discussion on which shows you think are the best out of here. For now, just, let's hear maybe like your top 3. And if we don't get enough opinions, maybe we'll stretch it out to like a top 10. Did you see Marvin Jones, who played Tobias Whale, will be Tombstone in Spider-Man Brand New Day? I think that's a great casting. I did not, and I don't know the character, so I can't really comment on that. But I will assume he will do a good job. He was good as Tobias, right? All right. The best Arrow, Flash, Superman, and Lois. Well, you just jumped right in with the Arrowverse show there. All right. We have Arrow, Flash, and Superman, and Lois. I know Scott already had his opinion earlier. I didn't know if he was going to stick around, so I had already written out some of his. No one else has an opinion on this? Once Upon a Time. All right. I'll put that with your other 3. You guys can name more shows if you want. I was limiting it to 4 originally, but like there's only like 5 people here. So Superman, Once, Flash. All right. So far, Flash is the only one everyone has voted yes. Smallville, Stargate, SG1. Okay. Smallville, SG1. We're taking which ones are Prestige and probably Yellow Jackets and Men in the High Castle, okay? All other Arrowverse shows except for that one show. I know what show you're talking about. So you had Arrow, Flash, Superman. So Batwoman, Legends. That's it, because Black Lightning wasn't filmed here. All right. I will scroll the list down again in case you forgot the names that are below the line. Is there a way to just barely? There we go. So there's like 4 names missing on the top now. I'm not seeing some of these shows. Well, obviously not. Like there's 160 shows or so on this list. I've seen maybe about 60. Like there's a lot I haven't seen. You know, I do have my own list, but I put it off the side of the screen to not make anyone's opinions different. I do have a list way off to the side here. It's not in order yet. It's just thoughts that I have. Have I met Florence Pugh? No. Or if I have, I don't remember. Like if I did meet her, it was before she was famous. All right. So everybody is done with the list. I can pull this screen down. You've all Shogun is also peak. Well, I mean, makes sense. It did win the Emmy, right? Yeah, when I asked this question online, I asked it in a few different spots. I only got one reply total, so thought I'd throw it out here too and try and get a different assortment of answers. I'm going to do my own list eventually, but it's probably not going to be for a few months just because it's going to take me some time to actually sit down and think about it. But I was going to originally do an idea where I did my list and then a list of those that gave their opinion on this. But so far, I mean, you guys and one other person are all that responded. So we'll see. You forgot to add Supernatural. All right, SPN. Where's your list up there? So I'm going to bring up my list of shows that are on that I have posted. Well, not posted, but like the ones that I'm making my decision based on. So I'm going to move this list off to the side so we can see my list. All right. These are not in alphabetical order. Oh, did I add Breaker High to the thing? Because I added it post. No, I didn't. Breaker High should be in there. I'll have to fix that later. As you can see, I didn't even remember it at the time I put it at the bottom. These are the shows that are on my list. What order I put them in will still be to be determined. You haven't watched Supernatural? Well, it's a long watch. It's 15 seasons, but it's a good show. So my choices are 21 Jump Street, Arrow, Batwoman, Danger Bay, Dead Like Me, Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency, Fringe, Human Target, iZombie, Legends of Tomorrow, Lucifer, Once Upon a Time, Peacemaker, even though they only did 1 season here, technically it counts. Primeval New World, Psych, Robson Arms, Sliders, Stargate Universe, Superman and Lois, Supernatural, The Commish, The Flash, The Good Doctor, The Killing, The Outer Limits, The Twilight Zone 2002 version, The X-Files, Timeless, Travelers, and Breaker High. Now, I already kind of have some idea where some of these are going to go. Like for me, Dead Like Me and Psych and Fringe and The Killing, Robson Arms. These shows will go near the top of my list. But for me, a lot of that has to do with some of these shows just hit me at the right time. Like Dead Like Me came in at a perfect time in my life. Robson Arms came in just off of the success of another Canadian show and had like half of the same cast in it. So I already had a familiarity with some of the people. You know, things like that just like kind of connect some of those things with me. I've actually never watched Supernatural. Oh wow. Oh, I did read that already. I thought you were second person saying that. Have I seen all these shows? No, I just told you I've seen maybe about 60 out of the 160 on that list. Let's see, how many have I seen? Let's do a count. One, two. When I'm saying seen, I'm counting at least. I had to have at least watched 3 episodes of it. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 30, nope, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, technically 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58. So almost 60. 58 of them I've seen. So almost 60. Who was the worst cast member once upon a time? I assume you mean regular, like not like a one-off came in for one episode person. Emily DeRaven. And it's not just like she wasn't always terrible. I'll say that. Like she had her days where she was accessible. She also put on a nice fake smile when there was a big crowd around. But in private, smaller, situations, no, she was not. What was your favorite Supergirl so far? Arrowverse, DCU, or DCU? Who was Supergirl in DCEU? I don't even remember a Supergirl in DCEU. Oh no, never mind. I'm a dumbass. That's Sasha, right? I mean, that's not really fair because Sasha Kaye got like 9 minutes of screen time, and Millie Acox got 9 seconds of screen time. So it's not a fair comparison. You forgot Laura and Helen. Oh, you're talking to older super. Okay. Thanks, Cal, and welcome. How you doing? The list that's up on the screen, Cal, if you have any input, feel free to let me know. I'm trying to make a list of people's favorite shows filmed in Vancouver and kind of struggling for replies. Have I met Laura Vandervoort? Yes, she was really nice. And yeah, I only met her the one time though, which is funny because I expected to see her all the time, but I only saw her once. Excuse me. The Flash movie, Supergirl. Yeah, I got that. Scott. Well, screen time sometimes doesn't necessarily make you the best. It could also be the reason why you might be the worst. I already can tell you right now there's at least one person in chat that'll disagree with you on that. But I'm not going to get into that debate. iZombie, right? You already had iZombie on your list. You said Arrow, Flash, and iZombie before the stream even started, or at the start of the stream. It is an amazing show, by the way. I do agree with you on that. You'll think of some shows? Okay, cool. You can always post it after the stream is over if you're like, oh, I'm busy listening. You can always do that. It's not a project I'm doing today, so yeah. Hour and 10 minutes in the bag. Do I have anything left to yap about, guys? I honestly don't, unless you guys have a topic I haven't thought of. I don't really have more topics prepped. Rose McIver, nice? Yeah. There's worse. I'll say that. There are worse. She wasn't terrible, but she wasn't terribly friendly either. Weirdly enough, the nicest time I ever had with her was when she was at the Once Upon a Time rap party, or not rap party, but 100th episode party. She was super nice there, but when I always used to meet her at iZombie sets, she was less fun. No other topics I know, just a fun stream. Yeah, well, I have also run out of topics. So if no one else has any other topics, have I seen Stargate? I've just seen Stargate SGU. I never watched the original. I didn't watch Continuum. Even though I met everybody from SG1 and Continuum, I never watched them. Makes sense? Back in the day, when Stargate SG1 and Stargate Continuum were we're on at the same time. They used to have cast wrap parties for both shows together. So I actually met all the cast from those two shows like 3 years in a row because they were always at the same thing. Cal, Gary will be proud of you. Gary asked about a stream, and I told him I would message him when I have one. And I messaged him, and he hasn't shown up. I guess he's got something better to do on a Sunday night. But Gary will be proud of you for keeping up the tradition, Cal. Thank you. Arrow and Flash were the only Earth Prime shows that had consistent quality. I don't know who Hannah John Craman is. Sorry. Arrow and Flash on Earth Prime shows that had consistent quality. I don't know about that. Superman and Lois was on the other one, so that doesn't count. Batwoman was very consistent. There was only maybe 2 or 3 episodes in all of Batwoman that I was like, eh. So I don't know. I would put that on the list too. Legends was unpredictably wobbly. Like they had 2 or 3 great seasons, 2 or 3 awful seasons. Black Lightning was most consistent if you count it. Wasn't the last season bad though? Like all I heard from I never watched the last season because by the time I was around to getting to think about watching it, everyone said it was awful. So besides season 4, okay, there you go. Yeah, out of the Arrowverse shows, I mean, for me, I would call Batwoman the most consistent, but it only had 3 seasons, so it didn't have that chance to fall off like Arrow and Flash did. And like you said, if we're talking about just Earth Prime, Superman and Lois technically isn't on Earth Prime. Or is it? uh who knows? Yeah. Okay, here's a random question about the list that's still up on the screen. Is there a show you checked out that's on this list that you're like, nope, I don't like it? You watched like one episode or 3 episodes and you're like, yeah, this one doesn't hit for me. There's got to be one out of all those shows that you're like, I watched the pilot and I didn't like it. I always say aloud, Legends, they have a final season. Well, they did. It did have a final season. The showrunner just didn't treat it like a final season. Daredevil season 2 will be hopefully be amazing. I hope so too. Daredevil season 1 was great. I still like the original Daredevil more currently, but Daredevil season 1, Daredevil Born Again season 1 made a strong argument. So yeah, I just realized my face isn't even on the screen anymore. There I am. Oh, that's actually interrupting the thing. That's also not good. Yes, there we go. Only show I stopped after the pilot is Breaking Bad. Really? Interesting. I watched all of season 1 of Breaking Bad. And I'll say this about Breaking Bad. It is the epitome of the difference between a good show and an entertaining show for me. I was not entertained, but I did watch it and can acknowledge that it is a quality show. Did I watch The Defenders? Yeah. It was okay. I think Breaking Bad is a high quality show with uninteresting story material for me. So yeah. You like Daredevil movie with Ben Affleck? It's so long ago I can't really remember. I do remember telling him I wish they did another one. He was here filming something else, and I had a bunch of Daredevil postcards. That's all there was to find on short notice. And he was signing them, and I'm like, "Oh, I hope they do another one." And he took it nicely. Yeah. I tried to upload, but it wasn't what I was expecting, so you stopped. Fair enough. Yeah, there's a few shows I've done that too. All right, have a good one, heroes. Good night. Yeah, like there's probably a dozen shows on this list that I tried, an episode, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, Emily Owens MD had to be top 5 worst pilots I've ever watched. I watched it, like, nope, not for me. And apparently it wasn't for anyone else because it got canned after 1 season. Yeah, I just realized I have Virgin River on this list twice. I'll have to fix that later. But yeah. There's talks Iron Fist and Luke Cage will be in Born Again season 2 along with Jessica Jones. I hope Jessica Jones isn't in it. No offense to the actress. I've met Kristen Ritter and she was really sweet, but her character is awful. Her character is trash. And her show was trash. So yeah. Did I watch Suits LA? No. You hated the premiere of Riverdale final season, so you didn't watch it? Yeah, fair enough. Well, the premise of the final season, I see. Is Peacemaker season 2 filming in Vancouver? Oh, Peacemaker season 2 is already airing. They've already aired 6 episodes, Cal. No, it did not film here. I was pretty mad about that. Jessica Jones is confirmed to be in it. Well, that is just the most unfortunate thing someone has told me all day. No, her character, and honestly, all of the characters in that series, except for David Tennant's character, were insufferable and annoying and stupid. Like, I struggled to get through that season. Just struggled so hard. And when it was finally over, I'm like, thank God I never have to watch it again. And then I think they even did a season 2, and I was just like, well, not for me. They might write her better in Born Again. I guess that's possible. Like, I'm sure Kristen Ritter is a capable actress. I mean, you don't get to that level without having some quality of like acting skill. But the character was awful. The character was awful. The show was awful. The writing was awful. Everything about it was awful except David Tennant. And your villain should not be the only person that's good in a show. So yeah. Would I want to see Hawkeye season 2? Yeah. Yeah. Um, for one, I thought season 1 was really fun and good. And 2, more Haley Steinfeld on the screen is always a fun thing. I don't think they're going to do a season 2, though. I just don't. I think that was a one and done to set her up for being, the new Hawkeye. There's a lot of shows that they've done that too. Sorry, I just yawned during that. There's a lot of shows that they've done that too, where they made one season just to set something up. I'm kind of not a fan of that, but it is what it is. Season 2 is filmed in Atlanta. Well, at least the Georgia area. I don't know about Atlanta specifically, but in the Georgia area. And I'll say this for it. So, because I play a geography game, I always notice these things. Atlanta and Seattle really shouldn't look very much alike. And I don't know if they had a great. So there is certain people that do jobs where your entire job is putting up fake trees. Happens here all the time on things. I'm kind of curious if they had someone in Atlanta doing that, because a lot of those scenes in Atlanta kind of could pass for Seattle, and they should not because they don't have the same type of trees. But I kind of vibed with it, thinking it could be Washington State. So whoever did it did a serviceable enough job to pass it off as kind of looking the same. Hawkeye is the best MCU show. I'd have to think about that. Would you want to see Kate Bishop in the movies? Yeah, she'll be there eventually. All right. If we have nothing else left, I am going to type into the chat the thing you all know is coming. Any comments past this point that are not super chats will probably be ignored. Insert brownie face. And send. All right. What do we got? Do you have any Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop autographs? Nope. The only one I'd met her once, and it was well before she got that role. I do have 1 or 2 autographs left of her, but they're from other projects that weren't that. What do I have her on? Steinfeld near the bottom. I have her on 2 things. Hold on. How do I do this? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to be a magician here and it's not working. Did that work? I think it did. It did. Okay, so I have that item, and I have, which one is this? This is 586. Okay, so this item. I have that item and that item signed by her. Nothing new, sadly. What are my favorite MCU shows so far? Hard to say because I can't say I remember most of them. Like, I'd have to look and see what shows even exist. I mean, Hawkeye was really good. Captain America or Falcon and Winter Soldier was really good. But I honestly don't know if there's a third show I can even remember. What are some other ones? Because I can't think of other ones right now. You take it she's nice? No, she, well, way back then, she was. She's not now. This episode of Peacemaker was really good. A lot of the theories were right about Earth X. Yep, they were. The internet is rarely wrong when that many people notice something. But yeah, I think we are officially done here today, guys. Question mark? Going once? Going twice? Going? Gone. All right, I think I will try and do a stream after Peacemaker ends, like the season finale and all that stuff. I'll try and do one shortly after that so that there's a wrap up to it and all that. So maybe in like 2 weeks we have one more because there's still 2 episodes left. So yeah, but thanks everyone for dropping by. We will see about doing these on a slightly more regular basis. I don't think so, simply because there's not a lot of topics to discuss. There's not much going on in Vancouver. But who knows? Who knows what might change? All right, until then, thanks everyone. I just realized I'm still on the little baby screen. Let me change that for you. All right, there. I am still here. All right, I will see you sometime in the future, and thanks. And thanks for the super chats, Cal. It has been a while since I've done one of these, so the YouTube stats are pretty thin on money made. Like it took me, sorry, I'm getting on a side tangent. It took me, I think, 7 months, something strange, maybe 10 months even, to get my last payout because I was making so little on YouTube. So yeah, anything is a step towards getting paid out in the future. It took like 7 to 10 months last time because I just wasn't streaming as much as I used to. But I will see you all in the future. Thanks again, and goodbye.